Messicks, a helping hand with your land.
Neil from Messicks here. We've done a lot of videos on tractors and equipment so far, and today we're going to have a conversation about exactly what happens when one of those pieces of equipment has a critical, widespread mechanical flaw. So this is a Kubota B3350. If you go and Google this model number and look around online a little bit, you're going to find a lot of reports from a lot of owners that this tractor has had some major issues. And those reports are 100% correct. Out of the gate, this thing was a disaster. The biggest problem on it really came from the emission system. When this thing needs to go through a regen process, and you'll find this on all emission systems, they work best when they're hot. And when this tractor was in really cold environments, the regen process couldn't complete. The engine couldn't get hot enough to create the heat that was needed to burn out the DPF. And so we went through 2 seasons, 2 years with this machine where in the wintertime when our customers were out doing snow removals, their machines would stop operating because they couldn't regen properly. And Kubota came out with bulletin after bulletin after bulletin over a 2-year period trying to find the source of this problem. And this is one of those things that you can really start to appreciate the complexity of these machines, because as we were going through and addressing the different punch points that they had for us to look at to try to correct these issues, they were all over the map. All different mechanical systems in the engine, all pointing back to the reformer and this heat issue in one way or the other, but all over the place. No consistency whatsoever in what was fixing the problem for an individual person. So it took a lot of time for the engineering departments to really be able to hone in on exactly what the underlying issue was. The end result of that is this binder that we have. We actually keep a binder in the shop with all the bulletins that we have and checklists and stuff that we need in order to go through and update one of these tractors to put it into a working fashion. Over 50 pages of bulletins to work on this machine. When you buy a tractor, one of the most important things that you're buying is not just the mechanical machine, but the company and the dealership that's standing behind that equipment. And so we point to this tractor as one of these examples where a manufacturer stood up and did the right thing and saw this machine through its entire process of getting these issues resolved. You can imagine in our dealership, and then this is going to vary around the country depending on where you are, but here in the Northeast where things are fairly cold outside, we saw basically a 100% failure rate with this machine. So we had customers where we were breaking leases and paying off guys' leases to get tractors out. We got machines that we traded back at full value and sold them at $26.50 that didn't have a DPF on it. We've got machines where we were giving customers loaners in order to run. Phenomenally expensive processes for us and Kubota to stand behind. And in our case, because we're think of ourselves as a good dealer who stands behind our customers, and we represent a tractor company who really cares about the quality of their products, we stood behind every one of those customers and did the right thing. And so today we're able to kind of stand here and say that 52 pages of bulletins later and a whole lot of headaches, we have happy customers. Guys that are able to run their B3350s, put them out in the field, put in the work, and perform like they should. It's not to say that we're happy with the rocky road that we had to go down, but we saw it through. So when we're looking at buying a piece of equipment, we always go back. There's a lot of places you can buy your equipment from, a lot of manufacturers, a lot of dealers, but probably the most important thing in the end is buying from companies and dealerships that are going to support you as a buyer. You know, for compact tractor guys, if you're a hairy homeowner, you know, when something goes wrong, you need to be able to call somebody who's going to come out and help you. Or if you're a farmer or a contractor and those kinds of things, and you depend on your equipment, the productivity of your equipment for your livelihood, these kinds of things are really, really important. So we really don't like to see when somebody's out shopping for a piece of equipment and will buy from a brand purely on price, right? Or buy from a brand who hasn't proven their history in the marketplace, or a dealership who doesn't really consistently stand up for their products and their customers. So this has been an interesting story for us, really, to see Kubota do this, because I am sure tens, maybe even $100 million have gone into making this problem right. So we can stand here today and say, if there is a B3350 on the marketplace, buy it. The issues are taken care of, things are fixed, we're good. We went through this entire last winter with nearly no issues. We had a machine or two out there yet that still needed to be corrected, but those that we've worked on, we've seen this process through with Kubota, are good to go. So if you have any mechanical issues, our shop is glad to help. We have close to 60 trained service technicians that are able to come out and help you. A really skilled parts department, a great group of guys that can get you different parts for your machinery, and a really knowledgeable group of sales staff that are going to sell you the right machine for your application. So if we can help you here at Messicks, give us a call, 800-222-3373, online at messicks.com.